Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this procedure safely. In this video, we will show one or more of these icons to alert you when to use caution. Most leaf blower repairs will require some disassembly of the product. Before you attempt this, make sure the engine has cooled, and remove the wire and boot from the spark plug to prevent the engine from accidentally starting. You should remove the blower tube as well. To replace the air filter, simply rotate the filter cover mounting screw counterclockwise to release the cover. To access the primer bulb or carburetor, first pull off the air filter. Then use a T25 Torx bit screwdriver to remove the screw to release the throttle cable retaining bracket. Disconnect the throttle cable from the carburetor. Next, unthread the bolts securing the filter housing to reach the primer bulb. Use pliers to detach the gas tank fuel lines from the primer bulb and the carburetor. Be prepared for some fuel to spill. Pull the filter housing and carburetor away from the engine. Release the retaining clamp and pull the primer bulb fuel line off of the carburetor. You can now slide the carburetor off of the mounting bolts. To replace or reinstall the carburetor, first make sure the air filter gasket is in place. Now slide the carburetor onto the bolts. Attach the primer bulb fuel line to the carburetor. Attach the gas tank fuel lines to the primer bulb and the carburetor. Replace the intake manifold gasket. Position the carburetor and filter housing on the engine. Thread and tighten the bolts. To reach the engine, as well as components like the on-off switch, throttle trigger, and cruise control lever, use the T25 Torx bit screwdriver to remove the screws securing the engine shroud. With the screws removed, pry off the shroud. This may require some effort. To access the mulching and fan blades, remove the screws securing the fan housing. Pull the housing off. If you wish to fully remove the engine assembly, use a socket or spark plug wrench to help unthread the spark plug. Now confirm that the piston is in the down position. Insert a cord into the cylinder to prevent the piston from moving. Use a 13mm socket to remove the nut securing the mulching and fan blades. Pull off both blades. Remove the washer as well. Remove the cord from the cylinder. Next, remove the mounting screws securing the fuel tank. Now unthread the mounting screws securing the engine. Detach the on-off switch and wires, and you can pull the engine assembly away from the blower handle housing. To fully reassemble the leaf blower, first reposition the engine assembly in the housing. Thread the mounting screws loosely. Position the switch wires in the retaining grommet and secure the grommet in the notch in the housing. Tighten the engine mounting screws. Reposition the on-off switch and wires in the handle. Replace the mounting screws to secure the fuel tank. Confirm that the piston is in the down position, and reinsert the cord into the cylinder. Replace the washer on the crankshaft. Now slide the fan blade onto the crankshaft, followed by the mulching blade. Thread and tighten the nut to secure. Remove the cord from the cylinder. Rethread the spark plug. Be careful not to over-tighten. Realign the shroud. Replace all of the screws. Replace the fan housing. And secure it with the screws. Reconnect the throttle cable to the carburetor. Replace the retaining bracket and secure it with the screw. Replace the air filter by positioning it around the tabs on the filter housing. Realign the cover and rotate the mounting screw clockwise to secure. Reattach the blower tube if needed. With the product fully reassembled, reattach the wire and boot to the spark plug, and your leaf blower should be ready for use.